And again, answering are the Eagles.
Gatto now for three. That's two in a row for the freshman. The steal, the spin, behind the back, splitting the double team.
Ryan Thomas with a jam.
Back serve with authority for his first points of the night. That could be an SC top 10.
What's going on, guys? This is Elliot Cressy on the mic. This is Screech Report Podcast. Got Russell Kelly 5 inches away from me,
More than 5 inches.
talking in my face without a mask.
That's not true.
Well, we do got the pop filter on the mic, so
Yeah, we're good.
pop filters filter viruses.
Do they?
Probably.
They might.
Probably not.
I mean, they don't hurt.
Don't worry, we're safe. We're being safe.
We're safe.
We're alive and well. Our immune systems are thriving. Are you stressed?
Am I stressed?
Yeah. How's work been? I'm serious.
Work is fine.
Are you actually like, I know you're working from home for like,
I'm not working from home anymore. I'm back in the office.
and the office has moved?
No, I have moved.
Oh, you have moved.
I have
the
moved.
office was always there.
Yeah.
So is it good to get back and socialize with other human beings?
Yeah, sort of. But that part's nice, and the structure is nice. But it's only a few people, and we're just in our offices, like we're in our respective closed doors. So it's not that exciting. But every now and then, somebody gets bored and walks around, and we talk about nonsense for 5 minutes, and then get back to work.
I'm not sure what's worse out of this whole year, the lack of sports or like the lack of movie releases besides Netflix.
Yeah, that's comparable.
Because
Well, I mean, and even things that are new are things that like were gonna be done anyway. That's like bottom of the barrel.
because you're a huge movie buff,
Yeah.
and would at least go to the theater at least once a month, twice a month.
On average, probably 1.5 times a month.
Okay,
Yeah,
rounds up to 2.
if you're talking the year, yeah. Because sometimes it'll be like 3 times.
And even I'd be excited maybe once every 6 months for a movie.
Right.
And now it's like nothing.
I mean, the Black Widow movie was about to come out, and I mean, I guess Mulan's like done, but now Disney's gonna release that. They're gonna charge people like $30 or something like that on Disney Plus. Like
For new movies?
for Mulan in particular. It's like, I get, because you got to make the money because you're not getting a wide release in movie theater that would make you $1 billion.
But you've already made $1 billion+ on Disney Plus.
Yeah, but I don't know.
And,
The way businesses work,
and
though,
you'd probably get at least 500,000 new users simply to watch Mulan for,
potentially.
whatever.
What I don't get is how like a fully grown adult with a job and stuff is like, I don't go to the movies and spend $30 for my wife and I'm just gonna torrent it. And I'm like, good job being a freaking 14-year-old. Like, just be like part of the economy and like pay for things. I don't know. I can torrent it too, but I'm not going to, because going to the movies is fun.
It's never a good copy.
Right.
It's a bootleg.
Right.
Yeah, man, it sucks. Like, there's nothing really to talk about, at least for me, because my mind has been so infiltrated by either COVID or just power just went out. That was weird. Just news and just negative stuff. And it's not like, we can talk about, sports are back, but it's like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
It's
like,
not the same yet.
there's not random things that are popping up in the news that are cool anymore because political season. It's weird. It was like this in 2016.
It's like
by
that
the
every
time
year. We forget, like, because it's 4 years away, we like forget how stupid it was 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. And then it's equally as stupid, but recency bias, we're like, it's never been this bad. No, it's just always bad.
No, it was just as bad in 2016, especially right up to November. And this year, I'm afraid it's going to be worse just because
Stir crazy too.
stir crazy. Plus, if everything goes mail in and like, there's just going to be hubbub on both sides.
There's going to be excuses everywhere.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's like the only thing to talk about right now. I mean, sports are back. We've seen some cool NBA games. Who was it? TJ Warren went off for 53 points. That was nuts.
Yep.
I think Devin Booker went off the other
Yeah,
night,
he hit the
too.
game-winning shot in Kawhi's face, if I'm not mistaken.
I just, is it me or are these NBA games not broadcasted like on normal TV right now?
It's the league pass, I believe.
Is it?
Yeah.
So no one can watch it unless you spend a bunch of money.
Which, I mean, I can't really blame the NBA for doing that, though, just because, like, the reason that the salary cap in the NBA has been so successful is because of their TV, like billions and billions of dollar TV deals, and because people love watching the NBA. But like right now, you didn't get that for part of the season. They're trying to recoup dollars, I suppose.
Yeah, but still, like, I just saw stats on like the first couple NBA games, and they were way down compared to what they should be. Because typically you would think, oh, the first NBA game's back, everyone's gonna be tuning in. The Tom Brady, Phil Mickelson golf match got like 6 million views, I think, at one time, like live. These NBA games, I think the highest was like 2 million, maybe 3 for the Lakers' first game back.
But if they're getting more money from those people who are paying to see it from League Pass,
I guess, but
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't work for them. But yeah, I know just another guy, Mello.
But it's just in my opinion, it's bad because you got all these people unemployed in the current state of things. Then you expect them, their one solace and escape to watch sports again. Now you got to fork out an extra whatever it is.
I can't imagine that the playoffs are going to be like that.
I wouldn't think so either.
And also,
the advertising on TNT or ESPN would be.
Also, we could be wrong about this whole thing.
Are we?
We'll have to look that up and take that out of the pod.
I think there's some games on TNT, but it seemed like most of them were, for some reason, hard to watch.
You ever hear Kevin Harlan like just do an ad for something that isn't related to basketball or football? He does Miami games sometimes.
Maybe, but he should do that more.
Yeah, he should do My Life, actually. But anyways, something on the radio today, he's just like, go to your nearest AutoZone.
He said it? Or
Yeah,
someone sounded
Kevin
like him?
Harlan. It was totally him. Unmistakable Kevin Harlan.
You know how he says, he drops the hammer!
For Chase Feeler.
Yeah, but I think he said it before.
Yeah.
I want him to do that when I drop the hammer in the garage or something.
On your toe?
Yeah.
He drops the hammer.
It made me feel better about myself.
Yep. That'd make the whole situation better. Bruise and all.
And he looks like he's injured.
Yeah. I don't know. I get really excited about like announcers and play-by-play people. Like I can't wait to hear what Nate Jackson, voice of the Eagles in Alico Arena, like what kind of flavor he puts on the guys' names this coming year. I don't know. I'm weird and that kind of stuff geeks me out.
Yeah, and then one of your favorite announcers of all time, Paul Heyman.
He wasn't an
Oh,
announcer.
sorry. Yeah, not announcer, but just a douchebag.
If anybody's a wrestling fan, professional wrestling, WWE, that stuff. Yeah.
He represented your favorite client,
No, Brock Lesnar is not my favorite.
The Rock.
Well, I mean, if we're
The Undertaker.
if we're gonna talk wrestlers, you got Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Goldberg, and probably Diamond Dallas Page. Maybe CM Punk. Yeah.
You mean you don't like John Cena?
I loved John Cena in the first half of his career, and then I don't want to get too wrestling-y, but they call it the PG era, and then he got like too like cartoony, where he's just like hustle, loyalty, respect all day, very Captain America-y, just like annoying. All the kids like him, and yeah, his character is just stale for like about 10 years now. But I don't really watch wrestling anymore. And yeah, there's no G in wrestling.
So tonight, it's a rainy night in Southwest Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And what better time to have our special guest with the last name Rainwater on the show?
What a segue. Thanks, nature.
Yeah. Thanks, God. So yeah, rainy night equals Justus Rainwater on the pod. And we asked him the same shit we ask everyone else. You know,
But different, because he's different.
Find out
What he said next.
Tonight, we welcome a dude who started basically every game last season, averaged about 6 points and 5 rebounds a game, and is now set to enter his senior season. Justus Rainwater, welcome to the podcast. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. What have you been up to in the off season?
Well, I've just been I've been staying out here in Florida, in Fort Myers area. I'm from Seattle, Washington, but I didn't want to go home during the COVID because things are still shut down there pretty bad, and they had a big spike of cases right at the start of COVID-19. So I just didn't want to risk not having access to a gym that I could get into.
Yeah, we hear you, and just the whole travel thing. It's up in the air with germs floating around and all that. So it's probably best you stay put. So, hey, I want to know a little bit more about your last name and heritage. Where's that from? What does Rainwater mean? And where's that from?
Well, this has been a question my family's really tried to track down its origin. We've traced it back to Cherokee Indian tribe, but we're not 100% sure on that as an answer. We've gone through like Ancestry.com and different things like that, and just haven't got a definitive answer. But it is Native American. That's all I can really tell you on that. I'm not really too sure.
That's really cool. It's like one of the best names in basketball, and alongside Dakota Rivers, we got one watery front court.
So, just another, kind of weird question. At the beginning of last year, I only remember this because I thought it was really funny hearing it. But Coach Fly, when he was talking about all the new guys from last year at this time, he's mentioning you, and he's like, he's got like 5% body fat on a day he eats pizza, and I'm like, is that true? One, and two, how do I become that?
Well, I honestly, I can't take any credit for it. It's pure genetics. My dad's about 47 years old and about my same height. Eats chocolate chip cookies constantly, but he still has a good frame, still has a six pack. So I can't really take too much credit as far as my diet or exercise. That's always just kind of came naturally. I was super skinny in high school. Like my senior year, I was pretty much the same height I am now, except I was only like 185 pounds. So I definitely put on a lot of muscle, but I don't necessarily eat good. I have started to be more conscious of what I'm eating. Just being an athlete and trying to perform at the best level that I can. But yeah, definitely not taking any credit for the 0% body fat. So as far as advice for you, I talk to your parents. You're just gonna have to look at their genetics. I'm not really too sure on that one.
Okay. And another, slate of kind of questions. You started most of the games last year, like we said, but I don't think I remember you doing a presser, so we don't know that much about you. So, just ask a few to kind of get to know you. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food. I actually just ate this the other day for the first time in a while, but in Seattle area, sushi, super popular, and because Seattle's on the border of the ocean, we got super good sushi. So I've always loved sushi. It's always kind of a treat when I get it. So I didn't really know the area too well out here, but some friends told me a little place, $14.99 all you can eat. So I got like 6 or 7 rolls and went to town. But I'd say that's my favorite food.
I think you're talking about Ginza.
Yeah, I am talking about Ginza. A little shout out to Ginza.
Oh yeah. Elliot's been to Seattle. I know. Did you get yourself some sushi out there?
No, I didn't. I don't really remember what kind of food I had. I do remember this breakfast place that I went to that had the best like egg sandwich thing, and I don't know what it was. It kind of looked disgusting. It looked like a burnt muffin, but it tasted really good.
All right. You into any kind of video games, and what do you play?
Yep. I've definitely always been into video games. I got super into Fortnite right when it came out. I was kind of early to jump on it before it really got popular. So I started playing in season 1, and season 2. That's definitely when I hit my stride. I started playing a little bit competitively. I was at a junior college in Arizona, so I had a good amount of free time outside of practice and stuff. So there'd be days I'd play like 6 or 8 hours, but I kind of realized that was conflicting with my basketball goals and aspirations. So at the time, I gave my PlayStation away to my little cousin. Just wanted to separate myself from that for a little while, just kind of get things, my focus right and get things back on track. I've since bought another PlayStation, but I think I definitely do a better job moderating how much I play. And right now, I've just been playing Call of Duty with some teammates of mine.
So what are you eyeing next, the PS5 or the Xbox Series X?
Man, I haven't really done a lot of research on either one yet. I've always liked, actually, when I was younger, we had an Xbox, but when I got to college, I made the switch to PS4 just because you didn't have to pay for live. Now they have a little PlayStation Plus that you have to have for some games, but for most games, you don't have to have it. So I'll probably get the PS5 if they keep that policy the same. Yeah.
All right. So I know you can sing. You're putting out videos every day now. No, I'm kidding. But you're when did you become a young usher, for one? And
a young what?
A young usher, if you want to put it that way.
Man, that happened. So I used to be super bad at singing. I mean, I can't even say necessarily that I'm super great now, but I started singing right about when Justin Bieber became popular. One of his songs, Mistletoe, the little Christmas song, I became kind of obsessed with that song, so I was singing it constantly. And I used to be so stage fright. Like, nobody knew that I liked to sing, and I definitely would never sing if people were trying to get me to, but my dad kind of intimidatingly kind of forced me to sing at when we were having Christmas Eve with some of my aunts and uncles and grandparents. So I sang for the first time in front of people, and my dad ended up posting that little video to YouTube and got a couple thousand views, but I used to be super embarrassed about it because in high school it kind of resurfaced. Some of my friends found it on YouTube, and of course the whole school watched it at that point.
Well, you better watch out. People are going to start watching on college now.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely been posting a couple little videos here and there. Just posted one today actually, but yeah, always just kind of been a side hobby. I haven't really put a lot into it besides just like singing a lot. But yeah, I'd say I've consistently gotten a little bit better each year.
So you mentioned you started singing kind of more when Justin Bieber had his claim to fame. We talked to Caleb on the last pod, and he said his favorite artist is Justin Bieber. Would you agree that Justin Bieber is one of your most influential artists, or who is your favorite artist?
Man, Justin Bieber is definitely the one who led me to love singing, I'd say. And I'm definitely I'm a believer for sure, big Bieber fan, but I'd have to say that Boys to Men might be the most influential artist in my singing. I kind of had a little heartbreak when I was in high school, so I started listening to a lot of Boys to Men. Just kind of that 90s slow jams era. So just a lot of different artists from that time.
Yeah, man, throwing it back. You said what? I said throwing it back. I like it. What's your back to sports? What's your favorite sports team? Any sport?
Well, I used to do fantasy football way back when. I'm kind of too busy for it now, I feel like, but so I used to be super into the NFL. always been a big Seahawks fan because I'm from Seattle. We got robbed in 2006 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. But yeah, they've just been consistently my favorite NFL team. They got Russell Wilson now. And I think he's just a good leader on and off the court, somebody that I've always kind of looked up to. But I wouldn't say that I'm a diehard fan for any specific sports team.
Who's your favorite athlete then?
Favorite athlete? My favorite athlete, I'd have to say Blake Griffin.
You know, that's funny because I was gonna. My next thing is I'm gonna ask that if you had to say who's your NBA comp, like who's your comparison in the NBA, and I was thinking Kenneth Faried maybe for like the defensive side of it, or maybe like a more defensive oriented Blake Griffin because obviously the dunks come naturally. But that's funny you said that.
Yeah, well, two questions in one.
Right.
Definitely, I always liked Blake Griffin. My hair used to be a lot blonder, and so a lot of people would call me Baby Blake because I really didn't start playing basketball or taking it seriously until high school because I was like 5'8" my freshman year, and like I said, I was super skinny, so I was just undersized, wasn't really super into sports, but my dad convinced me to play my freshman year. I almost wasn't going to play, but ended up playing, and so there's just always been that comparison, so I feel like I've always kind of gravitated towards him. I feel like he's also very intelligent. He's had a couple interviews off the court and very articulate. So I think that I'm pretty articulate, and I think about more things in this world than just basketball as far as current events and things going on in the world. So
Cool. So have you been working out on campus recently? We heard through the grapevine that Caleb and Chance are back on campus working out, and you might be working out with them. And how's the off-season workouts going, and what have you been working on specifically?
So me, Caleb, and Chance, we actually all live in the same house, and that's been fun. That's been pretty interesting because me and Chance, we didn't live together or even near each other during the season or during the school year. So I've always liked him, and he's always been my teammate. But I feel like we got a lot closer during this quarantine time. But we've all been having little time slots about 4 days out of the week that we go work out with the coaches individually. They have to wear masks and refrain from getting too close to us. But it's been a really productive workout sessions, and I feel like I've really focused on expanding my game this year. Shooting a little bit, not necessarily the 3-point, but definitely a little mid-range jumper, face up at the elbow. Just making myself more of an offensive threat.
Very cool. So moving day, is right around the corner. You got 6 new guys coming in and the rest of the team coming back. I'm sure you're excited for everyone to get back and kind of return to a sense of normalcy after things kind of went weird in March, and hopefully things do come back to normal soon. But you excited to get going again?
I'm super excited to get going again. Obviously, not being able to be with the team, that's a pretty big blow as far as team chemistry, and so I'm just excited to try to get back to building that as quickly as possible. And really during quarantine time, we're only going to be able to hang out with each other. We kind of have strict guidelines as far as what we're allowed to do socially. So definitely going to be spending a lot of time with these guys, get to know them quickly, and hopefully get on the court as soon as possible to get that in-game chemistry together.
Heard. And now I know a lot of you guys, you end up, playing with each other or against each other, whether it's AAU or high school or whatever. You have any existing relationships, or did you know any of the new guys coming in prior to now?
I wouldn't say outside of FGCU. I met most of them when they came on their visits, and they've all seemed super cool. But I wouldn't really say any past relationships or encounters. But I'm super excited for each one of them that are coming in. All seem like really good people, first off. And Dom London, he went to a junior college. I went to a junior college, so we kind of have that connection. But he seems like a really cool guy, so I'm excited to meet him and meet the rest of the guys.
Cool. And obviously Brian Thomas transferred out this offseason, and Tracy graduated. But now, Eli Abev coming in here from Austin P for his senior season. Dakota and Kwanzi are both a year older. Zach Anderson coming in as a freshman. How does it feel to kind of potentially have so much more depth this year than last year? And, a lot of times last year it was just three of you that were healthy and able to play in the front court. So how does that feel to just have more bodies?
It's super nice, honestly, and just gives me a lot of excitement for this year because, you look at two of the teams that arguably did the best in our conference, which were Liberty and North Florida. They had seniority. They had guys who have been playing with each other for 3 or 4 years, and our team didn't have that. We had 3 or 4 returners on scholarship, and then 2 walk-ons, and so we just didn't have a lot of returning chemistry and not a lot of returning seniority. So I feel like we have a good amount of seniors this year, and we've all had a year to play together. So I feel like chemistry-wise and leadership-wise, I feel like we're going to be a different team, probably throw some people off guard. I can only speak for me, Caleb, and Chance, but we've really been locked in this summer and just working on improving, getting better, lifting, getting bigger, stronger. So super excited just for the focus that I feel like our team's going to have, and encouraged by the team Zoom calls we've had, and just kind of hearing the mindsets and the goals of both the returners and the new guys coming in.
So going back to last year, Coach Fly has said that the game plan was originally to have, Brian start, being that you were a newcomer, but, things happen, injuries happen, and you were kind of forced into that role a bit more than maybe you wanted to be right off the bat, or coach wanted to be right off the bat. But now that you've had that year under your belt, I'm sure you got some great experience. Do you feel like you're now in a position where you can help teach the young guys coming in and lead them as a senior?
I definitely think so. So being at my junior college, obviously there's a big competitive drop-off being at a junior college compared to D1, but there's definitely a grind. You can't go to a junior college if you aren't willing to work hard. If you're not willing to be yelled at, they're not going to baby you. They're not going to try to make everything work for you. I think that a lot of people kind of take for granted how nice we have it at the Division I level. But last year I was kind of struggling with a minor injury in my knees. So I've had some injections in my knees actually to help my patella tendon heal up. But essentially, I feel like my biggest thing has been my athleticism and just kind of that energy that I bring to the court. And every single time that I tried to jump last year, it felt like a screwdriver was going through my knee. So I felt like my athletic ability was greatly held back. I don't think that anybody's really seen my capabilities or what I can do athletically. So I feel like, one, I'll be a leader and a difference maker athletically and physically, and just doing things right and going all out. And also just knowing how hard it is to win at the Division I level. You can't just show up to a game without a lot of preparation and being in the right state of mind. Like, you really have to lock in. And I feel like that's even something I want to be better at, is fully locking in and being 100% focused on the game and just seeing it as war, seeing it as with a certain intensity that where you can't back down from.
Heard. And obviously you impressed a lot of people with, the grit you sort of just put into it, always going up against the other team's best big every night. And and all that. But it's kind of surprising hearing that you're saying you weren't at your full athletic ability, because I mean, defense aside, you're obviously known for destroying the rim, or at least trying to, and your energy around the rim is a big part of your game. And we've had plenty of dunkers come through the program. Rajon Tucker, I remember he almost destroyed the shot clock against UNF one year. And of course, the guys who sparked the whole Dunk City movement back in the day. And is that something you take pride in, though? Is it sort of a goal of yours to bring that back to Alico Arena?
Definitely. So, my freshman year to my sophomore year at my junior college, I was 206 pounds after my freshman year, and when I came back for my sophomore year after the summer, I was 245 pounds. So I'd put on almost 40 pounds of muscle. I was working out 2 times a day, taking protein. Obviously, I had a longer summer because it was junior college. So I felt like I was at my most athletic then, and was super excited to show off what I could do. But then I think this kind of led to my knees getting messed up. I ended up hurting my back when I was lifting right around the time that season was about to start. So I could barely walk at the time for like a week and a half. I had to go to the chiropractor. And so I ended up losing a lot of that weight because I couldn't work out or anything. And so that was kind of depleting for me. But so I've definitely always taken pride in my athletic ability. And just it hurts, especially when you're capable of more, but something's restricting you from showing off your capabilities. So I feel like I'm really healthy right now. My knees are doing great. Now I'm really excited to get back to games, get back to season, and unleash it all for my senior year.
Cool, man. And so I know you're listed, I believe it's 6'8", 230. Is that what you're trying to be? Are you trying to be bigger than that, or what?
Say that one more time.
You're listed at 6'8", 230 pounds. Is that kind of where you're trying to be, like weight wise, or are you trying to be bigger, or what?
I'm trying to be bigger. Honestly, I'm thinking 245. When the heaviest I've ever been is that was also the highest I could ever jump. I never skipped leg day, so a lot of that wasn't just all upper body. So I feel like I was pretty proportionately built.
Right, a tree.
A tree.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably around 245. I've even had thoughts of getting bigger than that. After seeing Zion and what he can do, that's always been a thought. Maybe I'll try to get up to 280, 285, but maybe I'll save that for a couple of years down the road.
Yeah, man.
Save some shredded beef for some of us. Hey, but jumping back to last season, what is one of your favorite moments or memories from last year, either on the court with the team or maybe off the court with the team, or maybe just at FGCU in general?
I have 2. So one of them, for sure, the first one that comes to mind was when Jalen Warren hit the buzzer beater floater at FAU. That's probably one of the most excited I've ever been at a game. Obviously, we're kind of struggling during the season, and that last second shot to put us up and get us the win, it's one of those shots where your heart kind of stops. And it's such a high floater that a lot of suspense, and when it went in, I ran onto the court. The game wasn't even over yet, but I was so excited. I ran on the court, grabbed Jalen Warren in my arms, and was yelling. That's probably one of the most exciting times, not just at FGCU, but in my basketball career. And then we also, conditioning during the summer last year, we had this big kind of conditioning circuit that our weights and conditioning coach would put us through, and we're all split up into teams. And that's probably one of the most physically challenging things we've ever had to do. but I feel like we couldn't let each other down because we're on the same team, and so everyone who's in the same team is connected by a band. And so basically, if one person's like lagging behind, then your whole team's lagging behind. So it really pushed us to fight through and hold each other accountable. And I feel like that's going to be a big theme for our team this year, is just accountability, being able to call guys out, but also being able to accept being called out and being able to accept criticism without getting defensive, and just trusting that our teammates want the best for us.
Yeah, those team building exercises are crucial. For this upcoming year, I know besides winning and contributing to the team, do you have any personal goals that you're aspiring to achieve this year?
I'd say just expanding what I'm able to do with the ball and offensively. Obviously, I want to be solid defensively, but I feel like as a senior, as a leader on the team, I feel like a lot of times we had trouble scoring, and I didn't think that I was as safe as a bet in the post as I wanted to be. I wanted to just be every time somebody throws it into Justus, that he's going to do something to the defense. He's going to go get fouled and shoot free throws, or he's going to dunk on somebody's head. He's going to do some tough move. But I feel like I didn't bring that last year. Honestly, I just don't think that my skill level was there yet quite. That's really what I've been working on hard this summer. So definitely just being able to show off my expanded game. And then also my free throw percentage, you guys probably know, you don't have to say the actual stat out on this little podcast, but it was pretty terrible. So that's another thing I've been working on with the coaches, and just and that kind of goes with shooting, because I feel like my whole life, coaches have always told me not to shoot because I wasn't a good shooter. So that's never something I practiced, and that's been a big focus of my training this summer, is just getting consistent touch from my hands when I'm shooting. And I think that that's translated to shooting free throws. So I want to shoot. I want to shoot above 70% free throw percentage.
We've seen improvement like that before. Demetrius Morant, one of the best bigs to come through the program, I believe his junior season, he probably shot around 50%, maybe worse. And then his senior season, he had I don't know where it came from, but 75% free throw percentage. And it was just really a good year for him. So it's definitely doable. But
yeah.
And then one of my last questions, and I know you guys want to beat everyone's butt when it comes to conference play, but is there a team in specific that you guys really enjoy playing or really enjoy whooping up on?
Man, I'm just gonna have to say Liberty. I feel like kind of as a team, I'm not anybody in specific, but I feel like as a team, both times that we played them, we kind of shied away. As the former ASUN champions, they had a lot of seniority. We were new, didn't have chemistry. And I just feel like we weren't as solid as a team and as connected as a team as we are now. So I'm super excited to play them. They're going to have a new team. I know a lot of their guys graduated, but definitely excited to go to their place and beat them there, and have them come to our place and beat them there.
Hell yeah. We need to beat them in their new, I think they're opening their new arena this year. So that'd be really cool.
Oh, yeah.
The two powerhouses, more or less, of the ASUN in recent years going at it. It's always a good time. Well, that's all the questions we got. You got any last comments or anything you want to say going forward into this upcoming season?
Just really appreciate you guys letting me on, and excited for this year. Hopefully we have a season, and if we do, have high hopes for winning the ASUN championship, and definitely throw some dunks down for you guys. Maybe break a backboard.
Heard. That's all I want.
Well,
I've done it one time in my career. One time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, Justus, thanks for your time tonight, man, and looking forward to seeing you this upcoming season, and hope all is well in the off season, and looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, for sure.
Thanks again to Mr. Justus Rainwater for joining us tonight. You really brought this podcast some justice.
It's really funny, dude.
Didn't. Yeah, we're gonna keep doing this until the Fed shut us down. So
More like until the NCAA shuts us down.
that
But
too.
we'll still do something even then, just probably less often and less interesting.
Yeah, then our questions will change to, Justus, what did you have for breakfast this morning?
Right. How many eggs do you like in your omelet?
How many calories per
Second.
do you ingest?
Per square foot.
Do your best sign off in a radio ass voice.
Are we thinking like Toyota has it, or like I like a movie guy?
Do a movie guy.
Okay. To stay up to date on everything Screecher Report, follow Screecher Report on all social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. This has been Screecher Report, presented by Screecher Report.
Na 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 na.